What is going on, everyone? My name is Roserade, and welcome back to the Pokemon that I would like to see in Mega Evolutions in Pokemon Sun and Moon. Now, last week I did Gen 2, so this week I'm obviously going to do Gen 4. Gen 3. I can count. But realistically, this generation is kind of sort of stupid to do because this has so many good Mega Evolutions. There's really no need to want any more aside from Flygon and Milotic. And as you guys know, I try to leave out the obvious ones, so I had to really try and think to come up with some good ones, and I think I came up with some that you guys would really like. So naturally, the first Pokemon that I'm going to want to talk about is one of my all-time favorite Pokemon in any game in the entire world, and that is Mega Linoone. Now, I realize a lot of people are like, why do you like Linoone so much? And basically, I got a 6-0 sweep with Belly Drum Linoone way back in my first X and Y battle, and it was just amazing. That was my first competitive battle like ever, so this Pokemon just has a really soft spot in my heart. And I kind of want to have this thing get a little bit more love than what it already does. So I really want this thing to get a massive boost in speed, well, a good boost in speed and a really good boost in attack. This thing is frail as a duck as it is, so it doesn't really matter all that much what happens to its defenses. I want it to at least break the 130 attack barrier and throw the rest into speed. Like a good majority of it into speed, so it can at least break the 125 speed barrier, so it can outspeed the likes of Mega Pidge, things of that nature. And I think that it would be really cool to have another really fast normal type sweeper, because right now all we have is Mega Lop, and I think that if we had another one that maybe didn't get Fighting Stab, it might not be as powerful as Mega Lop. And this thing has more powerful priority and extreme speed, has really good coverage moves in the access of like Shadow Claw, Play Rough, Seed Bomb, things of that nature, so it can handle other threats pretty well. I think it would be a lot of fun to be able to have a really fast Linoone on a team, because imagine what you would think at Team Preview if you just saw Linoone, then all of a sudden you see this thing coming in and it like Belly Drum extreme speeds you, and it has Scrappy, so not even your ghost type can really stop it, and it's so fast that it doesn't even have to use extreme speed on your Slowbro. So I think that would just be really cool. I would like to see this thing get a second typing, however. I would love to see this thing get a ground typing and get access to Earthquake. I think that would make it kind of sort of more badass. Yeah, let's go with badass, just because I love the move Earthquake, and I think that with its color scheme, it can kind of sort of fit the idea of being a ground type, so I think that would be really cool for it. The next mon that I want to talk about is actually a mon that was introduced in 4th gen, but its pre-evolution is in 3rd gen, so I'm going to consider this a 3rd gen mon because of its pre-evolutions. Like, realistically, that's just how my mind works, and that is Mega Roserade. And I wouldn't want to give Mega Roselia a Mega Evolution, but since its pre-evolution is in this, I'm going to count it with the 3rd gen. If you don't like that, sorry. But I have a really cool idea for Mega Roserade, and that's to give it Tinted Lens, give it a massive, like through the freaking roof, special attack stat of 175. Give it a little bit of a speed boost to make it up to 120, so it will outspeed so much, and there will be literally 0 switch-ins to this thing. Like, what's a Heatran to a Tinted Lens Leaf Storm? Like, that is insane to me. This thing could just hit so hard with Technician boosted hidden, well, it wouldn't be Technician boosted hidden powers anymore, but with hidden powers, being able to cover any spectrum, being able to not really, like, a resistance isn't a resistance anymore because of Tinted Lens, has access to some really cool moves like Dazzling Gleam, Shadow Ball, Leaf Storm, Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, all this other cool things. I like it to get a little bit more physical defense, so it's not such of a frail mon, because it already has base 105 in Spadef, so if you can make it like 85 or so, that would be really cool. It could live a couple physical hits, still be a hazard stacker if you wanted it to be on a team like that. It could be so cool. This thing would be broken as hell. It would be like instant OU suspected. I think it would be really cool. Another thing about this mon that would be absolutely fantastic is the design that they could give it. So the design that I have on the screen is kind of just sort of the closest that I could find to what I wanted this thing to be, but I wanted this thing to be like a suave and slick, slim design for Roserade. It would just add so much of an awesome feel to it, and I can just imagine going for a Leaf Storm, base 175 special attack with a modest nature, and doing that to a Heatran, and just watching it do like 40%, 50%, and that would make my life so happy. Because I hate Heatran. It's one of my all-time hated Pokemon. So, yeah. One thing I've noticed I've been doing throughout this series is I've been going over a lot of offensive Pokemon. Like, just been saying, hey, throw it in a special... Would you focus, please? Focus. Thank you. Why my camera has been doing this to me for so long, I will never understand. Anyway, I've been going through so many offensive Pokemon that it's just like, throw it into special attack, dump it into physical attack, and watch the world burn. However, these next couple Pokemon are going to be very fat. It's going to be very good for the, I don't want to say the metagame, just because it can cover all sorts of tiers, and it would really allow a lot of bulkier megas to be used and be decent because of their typings. So the first one that I want to go over is a mon that everybody hates, especially in draft format. If you draft this thing, you are instantly bottom of the draft list. You are terrible, and that is Mega Claydol. Now, Mega Claydol I think would be really cool because it already has decent special defense. So I was like, you know what? Let's figure out a way to make its physical defense match it, so that way its base 60 HP isn't so shit. Let's figure out a way to make this thing hit stupid hard, and it doesn't have to be fast anyway, so what does it freaking matter? Now I was like, it gets Trick Room. Analytic. So if you give this thing Analytic, base 150 special attack, this thing would be a monster in Trick Room. There would be no switch-ins for it. It could just hit so stupid hard. Leave it same typing. If you wanted to be that guy, you could run Cosmic Power. You could do so much with this thing. It has a really cool move pool as well. The likes of Ice Beam, Earth Power, it gets Earthquake, it gets Stealth Rocks, Rapid Spin, all this cool stuff. And why do you keep going out of focus on me? Do you hate me, Logitech? Why do you hate me? I don't understand. I just tried to record. I just try to be happy and enjoy recording. Why do you do this to me? Anyway, I'm sorry. But Mega Claydol could be really cool, and it would actually give people a reason to draft Claydol and to use Claydol and actually enjoy using it instead of realizing that this thing is just kind of trash. I would also like to see this thing get some reliable recovery if possible. Please, pretty please, because I want Claydol to be good. I actually really like it. I just wish it wasn't shit. Also, by the way, this design looks like the exact copy of a Digimon that I cannot remember off the top of my head. It's the DNA You know what I'm talking about. If you watch Digimon, you know which one I'm talking about. I just can't think of it off the top of my head, right? Right. So this next one is actually something that's all just my personal preference. Like, I don't give a shit if anybody else likes this or wants this. I want this because I'm an asshole. And I want Mega Swalot. I want Mega Swalot with Regenerator. I want Mega Swalot to be fat as hell with Regenerator. Base 100 HP. I want to give it 37 into defense and special defense, which take up to like 120 or something like that. I can't remember, and I don't feel like doing math. When I did the math, I knew what I wanted it to be, but it would be fat as hell. It could do so many things. It could be stockpile, it could be toxic stall, it could be so cool. And it would fit so well with some awesome Regenerator teams. Like, whenever you think about it, this added on to, say, a Tangrowth and Slowbro. That could be a really awesome, amazing Regenerator core that could just sponge up so many different types of status. This could stop up poisons. Tangrowth could stop up Leech Seed and Sleep Powders, and then it could be really slow, so Trick Room with Slowbro would be pretty cool. Like, this thing could just do so many awesome things and be fat and just sit there. And I like things that just sit there and be fat and annoy the piss out of people. Okay, so the final mon that I thought of for this top 5 list, well, not even top 5, just 5 in general, is Mega Walren. Now, okay, so you kind of gotta give and take with me on this series. Remember, because I kind of sort of give what I would like, and I know that it's stupid, but you just kind of got to give and take with me. And I want an ability called Sleepwalker. So Walren does not get access to Scald, so it's an instant not good bulky water type because it can't burn things, and it doesn't get access to reliable recovery outside of rest. So I wanted a way to make rest reliable recovery. And the way you do that is you give it the ability Sleepwalker. What this does is this allows you to use any move while you're asleep. Say you're asleep and you want to go for a move, you don't have to run Sleep Talk, you just get to click the move. And why? Why do you keep unfocusing? Why? I hate you. Anyway, you just click a move and you go for it. It's just as easy, and you don't have to run Sleep Talk, and it would be reliable recovery. I think that would be absolutely amazing. Could get rid of burns, could get rid of toxic, could get rid of all this other stuff just by clicking rest, and not losing any momentum from it, and not risking sleep talk rolls with your moves and whatnot. I think that'd be really cool. Also, if this thing could just be fat as shit, that would make me super happy. So it's not complete setup fodder for things like Manaphy and things of that nature, or things like Swords Dance users. I just want this thing to not be complete setup fodder. So if it could gain like 30 in each defense, making it up to 120, and then like 25 into special attack, bringing that up to like 120, and then 110 HP is actually pretty good. 95 attack is pretty good. Like, this thing would be decent, and it could. I don't know why my camera keeps on focusing, and it makes me want to drop kick a small kitten or a Sfeel, because yeah. But I really think that this design would be pretty cool. I think that this whole concept of having an ability that renders sleep talk unnecessary for it would be really cool, and I just think that would be pretty decent. You could run 3 attacks plus rest and still be really cool, or like toxic and rest, and you're just as good. So I think that this thing would actually be really cool, and it would go well with some other defensive cores. Like, it would go really well with things like Amoonguss, because it's ice and water. Ice, fire is neutral, super. See where I'm going with this? See where I'm going? Plus, it's just fat all around, and I think it would be really cool. And I just really like the idea of having a bulky water that doesn't get scald, just to see what would happen and how people would end up using it and what coverage moves they would run on it instead of scald. Well guys, that's basically the video. I realize that my camera has been a complete poop face this entire video, and I completely apologize, but I'm going to get me a new Logitech this weekend, because I don't understand why this is being a problem for me. It's never been a problem really until this video, and it's really starting to frustrate me. But if you guys did enjoy, please make sure to leave a like. Also make sure to leave a comment as to what you guys would like to see for your top 5 for the Hoenn can't Johto Sinnoh Sinnoh region for 3rd gen, whatever you want. I would really like to know, because technically 3rd gen also includes the Kanto region, so I guess, yeah, let's just go with the 3rd generation, because I think that there could be a lot of really cool ideas, and I would like to know your guys' opinions. But with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.